The whistleblowing policy, which the Federal Ministry of Finance initiated in 2016, has played a major role in this democratic form of government by exposing financial fraud in the war against corruption and other financial improprieties. The platform is targeted at obtaining information deemed to be in the public interest concerning the violation of financial regulations, mismanagement of public funds, and financial malpractice, including fraud and theft. Under the program, whistleblowing is about speaking out and making disclosures about the information the whistleblower is privileged to know through an anonymous report on a system the government created known as Secure Online Portal, or by calling a specified number. What has been the success of this policy since it began operation, and what are the challenges and prospects of whistleblowing policy in Nigeria? This is our focus on Periscope today on NTA Ibadan Network Center. My name is Ademolu Okuneye. We start with this report by Femi Afolabi on whistleblowing policy in Nigeria.
Worried by the heights of corruption in the country and the need to reverse the trend, the Federal Ministry of Finance initiated the whistleblowing policy aimed at recovering looted funds by some individuals. Under the policy, whistleblowers are expected to provide vital information via a secured online portal involving mismanagement of public funds and assets, including the manipulation of data.
Corruption is something you'll be afraid to do and have it released on NTA, on television, on radio. Is there anything you're doing now that you don't want released on television? It is corruption. If it is a policy or writing that is bad, if you're stealing money, if you're diverting your patients from hospital to somewhere else, and you don't want NTA to say it, then that should be a bad policy, and that is something you should not do. So whistleblowing, I believe, is a wonderful way forward, and I hope that. Of course, you have to blow a whistle for the right reason. There must not be a counterproductive whistleblowing where they just blow and go and there's nothing there.
Since the whistleblowing policy began its operation, a huge sums of both local and foreign currencies have been recovered from various corrupt individuals. Realizing the risky nature of whistleblowing and also to encourage the disclosure of confidential information that can lead to the discovery of where the looted funds are hidden, the federal government announced the reward of 2.5 to 5% of the looted funds to the whistleblower.
Given the humongous amount of money that are being recovered are running into billions, the difference between 2.5% and 5% is a lot. And that in itself is an invitation to corruption. Those who are in charge can begin to negotiate how much a whistleblower can get, and that will make a nonsense of the initiative.
You're welcome back. We have three gentlemen in the studio to do justice to the issue on focus today. From the University of Ibadan, we have the political scientist, Dr. Stephen Lafenwa. You're welcome.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
And we also have a legal practitioner, Mr. Michael Agbolade.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
And also in the studio is a public affairs analyst, Mr. Moshood Erubami. You're welcome to Periscope.
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here.
Thank you so much. Now we take a look at the issue of whistleblowing policy in Nigeria. Dr. Lafenwa, whistleblowing, what was it all about?
It's all about disclosure, supplying information that we expose unethical behavior, including mismanagement, corruption, talking about violation of laws. From my own perspective, I mean, this is a moral issue. The philosophical basis has to do with the ethics, and it's supposed to be a duty on the part of every citizen, that, if there's unethical behavior, if there's an activity or an action on the part of a person or group or government agency, that is not in compliance with the law, we need to do what? To expose. It's supposed to be part of our civic duty. But in Nigeria, it is not working before the introduction of a whistleblowing program, because government did not have this incentive. Now, what is making it different or new to us is that they are now having what incentive, that if you expose, if you give us information that can lead to, a recovery of some looted funds, then we are going to give you certain percentage. That's why it has now become popular. Because to me, as an individual, what they taught us in civic studies that we have to, be patriotic. And part of patriotism is that when you see something that is not going fine, when you see something that is not normal, you expose it. In fact, recently when we were talking about the fight against Boko Haram, they will tell us, report suspicious object, report suspicious movement, report suspicious people. And it's part of the information that will make us to get it right. Because it's not only, why I'm worried is that we now focus on, recovery of looted fund. We are talking about financial crime. It has to be all encompassing. It has to do with unethical behavior, exposing them and making sure that the right things are done, so that we will live in a normal society.
Mr. Erubami, he spoke about incentive as a factor, and also spoke about responsibility as a citizen of a country. What do you think is actually wrong before now concerning Nigerians' attitude to whistleblowing?
Well, I will say that the issue of whistleblowing at this time is a realization that all the institutions and agencies fighting against corruption in Nigeria has failed. And it started when our president went abroad. When he came back, he said, as he's standing now, he has list of those things that have been done wrongly in Nigeria that have not been exposed. So that shows that somebody whistleblow something to him. And that is the aspect that whistleblowing is designed for. Is to give information about what the right is doing that the left did not know.
Mr. Abolade, he made mention of protection there, and this brings the idea of a legal issue concerning this policy of government. To what extent do you think that the legal process in Nigeria can actually protect the whistleblower?
Already, our Evidence Act is there with privileged information. It should be an extension. Privileged information is identified with certain professionals who the law recognizes. But if our Evidence Act is amended to include whistleblower or have a whistleblower act as act of National Assembly, it will go a long way, not minding the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, freedom of expression, not minding Freedom of Information Act. Information we are talking about is privileged. And once it is privileged, a person should be clothed with the instrumentality of the law.
I want to thank Dr. Stephen Lafayette, political scientist from the University of Ibadan, and Mr. Michael Agbolade, a legal practitioner, and also Mr. Moshood Erubami, public affairs analyst. Thank you for coming on Periscope today, and we thank you for the analysis so far. Well, viewers, it's on this note that we end this edition of the program, Periscope, and we hope you have been able to get one or two information concerning developments on the whistleblowing policy of the federal government. Till next time, when we shall come your way with another package, do have a wonderful day. Goodbye.